UCT now. Protests continue at University of Cape Town. According to UCT, protesting students attempted to reoccupy the Steve Biko Students' Union building this morning. UCT says that a group of protesters gathered outside the Steve Biko Students' Union building at around 6 p.m. yesterday, and at some point after midnight, the group increased to about 200 people. They started throwing stones at the security staff and attacking security guards with sticks. They stormed the building, breaking doors and windows of the building. University also alleges that the protesters then ran amok on upper campus, setting several fires. Security tried to extinguish the fires and attempted to disperse the group. One security officer was injured. The protesting students are demanding an agreement to a Truth and Reconciliation Commission before resuming academic activities. Learning was affected as classes were halted at the University of Cape Town yesterday.
It is very unfortunate what transpired overnight at UCT, because we've seen at least a level of damage that has been done on the Steve Biko Students' Union building, which is a building that, apart from housing students' movement, it also serves as an operation area for the UCT staff that provide a number of services to students. And this building had unfortunately been occupied illegally by the protesters for the past 2 weeks, and that meant that the staff that was supposed or that was meant to provide services to students could not access this building or could not continue with their work. It was damaged yesterday during this protest because several fires were set around campus, and there was damage to the. What also concerns us perhaps even more is that there were actually security officers who were attacked. There was one security officer who was injured, and there was a member of the SAPS who was hit several times with stones. And these are incidents that we really as a university condemn in the strongest possible terms.
Speaking to ANN7, UCT VC Max Price yesterday said that the varsity will remain open despite the ongoing protest. He said that security will stay at the campus, but it won't be increased.
What we are concerned about is to stop a disruption. So if a student disrupts a class, that is a breach of the code of practice for students. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to stop other people from studying. We will initiate our own internal disciplinary processes against those students. If we've got the evidence, I'll have to, and I haven't seen what evidence the police had, but we'll do our own internal disciplinary process. I imagine there was a lecturer in the class. I imagine there are students. We'll try to get evidence from the lecturer and the students to say what actually happened. Security is to prevent students from disrupting the classes, from obstructing the roads, and from intimidating people, not the students, the protesters who want to do that. Let me always emphasize that there are a lot of students who support the cause and who think that for example, free education for all is something we should be campaigning for. And this is not a fight with those students. This is simply about ensuring that those students who want to prevent others from studying are not able to do so. We did, however, increase the security today, and so the shuttles have been running today. There are no barricades. The campus is open. The vast majority of lectures are happening normally, but there is still a group of students, I think about 200, who are moving around the campus, attempting to get into buildings. We've been able to ensure that the buildings are closed to them and that the activities in the buildings continue.
Well, that was a UCT there. Remember that the fire bombs were set set alight yesterday, that is last night. So quite a lot happened with UCT there, while on the other hand, it seems that the total opposite has been happening as students and the SRC and also the Vice-Chancellor came to an agreement, as opposed to what is happening in UCT, where it's still violent and a lot of students are still not happy about the situation of Fees Must Fall. Now, we have ANN7 reporter Nasipi Same live from Cape Town. Good morning, Nasipi. Thank you for joining us. Now, could you please give us a bit of a briefing as to what happened last night up until this morning?
See you later.
A very good morning to you and the viewers at home. Last night, student representatives and some students who are occupying the Steve Biko building had an altercation with the private security on campus. And then after the altercation between the two parties, students then retaliated and burnt rubbish on the school campus and started fire. The police were called onto campus where stun grenades were thrown, and there was someone who was also arrested. Now we have students disrupting classes, going to each and every faculty, disrupting classes and any academic activity that is happening at the moment. And as you can see behind me, there's a silent protest where there's a few students standing in solidarity with the ones who are protesting around campus currently, and they are calling for free education and the release of some of the suspended and interdicted students.
Now, some of the banners and placards read that the students are attacked at night during their sleep in their reses. How true is this?
We have spoken to SRC candidates who confirmed that there were students who were victimized and brutalized last night. Some saying they still have bruises. We spoke to one student who was saying that they're coming from hospital. The student said he was hospitalized since yesterday and he was only released today. We also spoke to SRC candidates who were saying that they did not sleep at their different residences because of their fear of intimidation and arrest by police officers. And they also confirmed that the university, or rather the institution, is working with a private investigator who's targeting all these student leaders and making sure that they're getting arrested to destabilize the movement. But they are saying that they are not moved and they will carry on fighting for free education and management to bring back the suspended and interdicted students.
Well, thank you very much. That was Nasipi Same there, who is reporting from UCT live in Cape Town. We'll keep